Good afternoon, and thanks for having us in. Thanks to forensics and surveillance video, Sioux Falls police have made 4 arrests in connection with an unsolved murder. 18-year-old Salim Muhammad is charged with first-degree murder in the death of 36-year-old Tunis Lomax. The father and husband was shot and killed outside his apartment near Bonson Avenue and 26th Street on August 20th. Muhammad is one of 4 men arrested in connection with the crime. 3 more men are charged with manslaughter. All 4 men are scheduled to be in court today at 1:30. Authorities are still investigating the motive. Authorities are also investigating what sparked a fire that destroyed the Lake Norden Fire Department, ambulance, and police building. Crews from multiple agencies were at the scene of a fire. The Hamlin County Sheriff's Office posted these pictures of the scene to Facebook. Fire could be seen coming from the building, and reports say 2 ambulances and 5 fire vehicles were destroyed or severely damaged. Nearby counties have offered their emergency services to cover Hamlin County. The Brookings Police Department released photos on their Facebook. They need help identifying a man seen in the photos. If you have any information on who this individual is, you're encouraged to call Brookings PD or Crime Stoppers. Turning to weather, we have a beautiful day outside, sunny in the 70s. Scott, let's just keep rolling with this.
We'll try. We'll do that tomorrow. In fact, maybe a little warmer tomorrow. And then we'll watch for our needed rain chances as we do get into Friday and through this weekend, even lasting into early next week for some of us. Well, in the meantime, we do have mostly clear skies. The area of low pressure just off to our west. That may help spark an isolated shower or thunder shower for the southern hills later this afternoon and evening. This is Futurecast over the next 12 hours, trying to pick up on some of that activity across the southern hills later this afternoon. An isolated shower or thunder shower will be possible. Otherwise, dry for everybody else. We're at 66 in Sioux Falls, 64 in Brookings, 68 degrees in Aberdeen, 70 in Pierre, and 71 in Rapid City. And the winds, a lot less than what we've had over the past couple of days, though they are a little stronger there in the central South Dakota. Southerly wind coming in around 10 to 20 miles per hour. So after having highs in the 70s today, we'll eventually fall only to the middle 40s for overnight lows. So it will be a warmer overnight as compared to what we had last night and early this morning. In Aberdeen, after a high of 75 today, will cool to the middle 30s by the morning hours. In central South Dakota, now the winds are a little stronger. We'll try to hit 80 today. After that, we'll fall to the 60s this evening, eventually hitting the middle 40s for overnight lows tonight. And a forecast into western South Dakota. You can expect temperatures in the lower 80s today, eventually falling to the middle 40s for morning temperatures. I'll have more details on your KELOLAND live Doppler forecast coming up.
Thank you, Scott. Just this morning, the Pierre Police Department and City Animal Control received a report of cows running loose in town. Apparently, a pair of yearlings attending an exhibit at Riggs High School skipped class and headed for the softball fields. After chasing the young cows through yards, across highways and roads, city crews and police managed to round out both of the cows. After serving a record number of kids in foster care last year, the Closet has found a new, larger home in Sioux Falls. The organization now occupies a building on South Cliff Avenue that's 3.5 times larger than its former space. The new location includes 8 clothing rooms, a variety of work, play, and educational areas, and the ability to better serve foster families.
This location is going to allow us to offer training and education for families, offer spaces to host our own events instead of doing all of those outside of our facility, and just allow us to grow in other ways.
The Closet is currently only assisting families with emergency placements, but hopes to reopen by the end of May. We'll tell you about the organization's upcoming gala this afternoon on First at 4. Large groups of migrants are working their way toward the United States in anticipation of the end of a program that denied them entry because of the COVID pandemic. Now the Biden administration is taking steps to be ready when they reach the southern border. Skylar Henry has details from the White House.
The Pentagon is temporarily deploying 1,500 soldiers and Marines to the southern border to help as migrants flow to the area in anticipation of the end of Title 42.
For 90 days, these 1,500 military personnel who will be sourced from the active duty component will fill critical capability gaps such as ground-based detection and monitoring, data entry, and warehouse support.
The Trump administration began enforcing Title 42 3 years ago to help stem the spread of COVID. The rule makes it easier to expel migrants seeking asylum, but it is coming to an end next week.
In light of the changes on May 11th and the anticipated surge, DHS did reach out and request this support.
Customs and Border Patrol officials say as many as 10,000 migrants could cross the southern border every day, nearly doubling the daily average in March. Overnight, the White House announced it's reached a deal with Mexico that will, for the first time, admit some non-Mexican migrants deported from the U.S. who entered the country illegally. As part of the deal, the U.S. will allow up to 100,000 migrants from Venezuela, Haiti, Cuba, and Nicaragua live and work in the U.S. as long as they have family already here. Migrants from these countries who are expelled from the U.S. for illegally crossing the border will be accepted by Mexico.
Some of the new rule changes are probably going to dissuade some people, hopefully, from coming across because they will not be eligible for asylum under these new rules.
Border crossers who come to the U.S. illegally face a 5-year ban on re-entry and could face jail time if they're caught again. Skyler Henry, CBS News, the White House.
The Biden administration also announced it has increased the number of flights exporting undocumented immigrants out of the U.S., hoping that will act as a discourage migrants from coming to the U.S. border in the first place.